Welcome to the Dean-von-Music-Pocast Show, broadcasting live from Las Vegas, Nevada. We'll also spin some of Ronny's latest and greatest hits, including his newest collaboration with Gregg Livesay, Take It to the Grave.
Oh, God. Everything's freaking out over here, man. Holy shit. All right, turn this off. How's everyone doing tonight? I got Greg that's chimed in tonight. Oh, what's happening? All right, let's bring it in. Okay, so I got Gregg Livesay on standby. And Ronny Munroe had a previous engagement he had to go on. It was a live gig, and they called him out. It was an emergency. Hang on. Let me block this out. So Ronny had to go out and do a gig tonight, and we have Gregg Livesay. And Ronny sings for Gregg, so I thought it would be appropriate to bring Gregg in to fill in the gaps. We're going to go ahead and showcase some of Ronny's stuff tonight, so you can hear what he's done and what he's doing. So I'm bringing in Gregg right now. Here he comes. Do a double flip, Gregg. There it is.
There I am.
How are you, sir?
Good to see you.
God, it's good to see you tonight. You look good, man.
And you the same.
You've been working out.
Yeah, I've been working out. I do actually work out, but
I know you do. You got to stay in the game, man. But anyway, welcome to the Dean-von-Music-Pocast. And it's weird. I'm getting a little bit of a stutter tonight. I don't know why. Something's going on with the internet tonight. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's me or what, but I'm getting this little stutter. So if you guys noticed it on the intro, that's what's going on. But I'm kind of hoping everything works out. I have really good internet over here, and I think you do too, Gregg. So welcome to the show, and thanks for filling in for Ronny. It was kind of last minute. Anybody who's watching the show and knows Ronny Munroe, he is on demand. He's in demand. And when somebody needs a singer, sometimes they call on Ronny and he has to go out and sing out live. And sometimes that happens. That's just the name of the game. I'm in the music business. I understand it. And when you're in demand, people want you all the time. And it's hard to be exclusive in any format. But I do have Gregg Livesay, who's also in demand. I'm surprised I was able to get him tonight. And so, and they're both with Iron Gate Records, and we have Livesay. This is Gregg Livesay, the guitar player, songwriter, founder, and everything else, producer, and everything else. So, Gregg, thank you again for joining me tonight. And
thanks so much, Dean. Thank you very much for having me. You know, you never know when Elon Musk is going to call for an extra astronaut, and Ronny got that phone call. So
Ronny got that call.
Yeah,
that's
he's
so
going up high tonight, and then he'll be back down tomorrow, I think. Splash down is tomorrow afternoon.
That is so funny. And you know, and last time I talked to you, I was interviewing the band. I had Bobby and all the great guys, and Mark Ethier, and everybody was in on the show. The last time we talked about Take It to the Grave, it was coming out at that time, and you said it would be released around Halloween or on Halloween.
Yeah, that's right. I think we played the song here just as a teaser. The actual video, was they dropped it on Halloween at midnight, actually. which I was kind of surprised. I thought it might be a little earlier, but it was at 12:00. It was about 12:15 in the morning it dropped. So that's what they decided to do. But
Nice.
yeah, but it's done very well. And it'll be 2 weeks tomorrow. It already has about close to 180,000 views.
Holy crap. Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah. Right.
God.
Yeah, I was totally blown away by that.
That's insane. That's insane to have that many views so quick. That means people were kind of hanging on the edge of their seats waiting for it to come out. And of course, they're watching you and what are you doing next? And you got Ronny with the project, which is a big move. Ronny Munroe has been around the block, and we're going to talk as much as we can about what he's doing, what he's done. And I had his website up, so I'm going to take a peek at what he's done. And he had a new song release that just came out. And of course, musicians of Ronny's caliber playing other projects as well. Mm-hmm. And just like all of us, he's in about 2 or 3 projects. But I heard from Iron Gate Records that Livesay was his primary project, and he will be focusing most of his time or all of his time. And again, he gets pulled away once in a while. So we're going to talk a little bit about what he's done and what he's doing now. And of course, we know what he's doing now. He's out playing with another band right now.
Yeah.
And I would like to be at that show right now, just recording it. Wouldn't that be fun? I
was actually going to go, but it's over 3 hours away from here. So I said, sorry, buddy, I'll catch you on the next one.
I'm looking up his website right now because it's going to give me some information. What I'm looking for is Ronny did a message video. I believe it's in his EPK. Yeah. And by the way, it's RonnyMunroe.com. That's RonnyMunroe.com. Mm-hmm. If you want to look up his website, and that's what I'm doing right now. And he's got quite an impressive website. Ronny Munroe, blah, blah, blah. Lots of social links. I got his bio up already. And he has some videos. And let me just get back to his homepage real quick. Sorry, just excuse me for a minute while I get some information. Okay. So of course on his homepage, he has Take It to the Grave, which we are going to play. We are going to play that tonight in its full length. And I need you to crank it up. It sounds really good. There's a message from Ronny, which I'm going to go ahead and let me see if I can cue it up. Hang on.
Hey, guys.
Oh, there it is. And I'm just going to start off the show with this because he's talking to the audience about his brand new release. Okay. That's why I'm playing it early in the show. And then me and Gregg are going to talk about what's going on with the whole band. Okay, so Gregg, I'm going to play this real quick. I'm going to share it.
Mm-hmm.
I got everybody on the edge of their seats right now, waiting for this.
Including me.
Including you.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, hang tight. This is a little message from Ronny to the audience tonight. Here we go.
Guys, Ronny here. And another surprise. Going to be releasing a single on the 10th of this month, just coming up in a couple days, and it's called Steal the Fire. The song was written with a really good friend of mine and guitar wizard, Nat Saralamba, and this song is about not giving up on your hopes and dreams and continuing to forge ahead, no matter what the circumstances. So anyway, yeah, it's called Steal the Fire. It's going to be out on all streaming platforms again on the 10th. So please make sure that you check it out, share, of course, download it, but share that for us if you would, and let us know what you think. And there's more to come in the near future, all right? Once again, Beyond the Wrath and Steal the Fire. Cheers.
One day my dreams came true, but if I only knew, I fought the beast.
guys, Ronny here.
That was pretty cool. Let me get a little breakup going on. Greg, can you hear any stutter? Can you hear the breakup? The internet?
No, it was smooth. That was smooth.
It's weird. It's on my side. It's breaking up. Okay.
Yeah.
And that was Ronny talking about his new song, Steal the Fire, which we are going to play tonight during the show. It might be just on my end, Greg. I'm not sure what's going on. I've had a lot of problems lately with the internet, and I changed browsers and Google Chrome and Firefox and all that fun stuff. So I've been having a lot of technical issues. But
Isn't it great?
Isn't it great? Computers are awesome, and they change constantly. And right now, there's a lot of things going on with the internet. So I've had to change a lot of things, browsers and security and software and antivirus, all that good stuff. So you got to be on top of it. I'm an IT manager, so I work for a company in California, and I keep them from getting viruses. But I get them as well.
Yeah, that's why I use Mac. They say Mac has a very good defense system for that.
Well, I don't get anything on my Macs. It's only on the Androids.
Yeah.
But,
cheers.
Cheers, brother. Cheers. I'm just having a beer. I'll tell you, I've had a long day. I don't even know what day it is. What is it? Thursday. It's my Thursday. And then Friday I do post edit, and I'll clean this up and I'll put it back out on Spotify and iHeartRadio and all that good stuff.
Awesome.
So first I want to thank everyone for watching tonight, everyone out there all over the world, Finland, Brazil, Australia. And I know people are watching from Germany. People are watching from all over the world. This show reaches 105 countries. And I get messages and stuff, and I get bands from all over the world. And that's probably why I get, visitors from all over the world, because they're fans of the band. So maybe they're not fans of mine, but they're fans of the band. And that leads me to the next question, Greg. Are you planning any tours coming up, with Livesay and Ronny Munroe? You got anything geared up?
Yeah, 100%. Probably after the first of the year. This album's going to drop. We hope it should be by December at the latest. And then after that, we're definitely going to go out and support it. Iron Gate has a booking agency. They have contacts, in Florida, Georgia, out west. So that's what we're going to be doing. Yeah, it's going to be. I think I had spoken to you about this before. Locally, this is a different story around here. Anything that I do is probably going to be out of this area, I would imagine, because this. Around here, it's it's a mixed bag. Sad to say, but
yeah, it is. And there's so many places you can play. Where do you think if you start playing gigs or touring, where do you think it's going to start, and where would you like to go?
Well, they're talking about trying to start in and around this area. Where exactly that is, I'm really not sure, because off the top of my head, I know the certain places that would be possible for us to play. Okay. Theaters, they're not bars, moving out, they were talking about just moving us down the East Coast,
Okay,
and maybe ending up, down in Florida. I had another interview today earlier, and there was a DJ from Atlanta, Georgia, saying that there were definitely some places there that he wants us to get into. So, that's all been relayed to to Holly Hale and Jerry. Yeah, so they're the ones that are supposed to be taking care of that. But yeah, we're absolutely going to go out. I mean, we're not just doing this on a whim. We have absolutely every intention of getting out.
Good. And how has it been going with Ronny, the new front man for Livesay? And have you guys been in the studio doing any new recordings? And are you looking forward to a full-length album, or what do you got planned for recording?
He literally just finished the vocals for the last song, the last two songs. I think, when was it? I was in Florida for a week. I got back. I landed Saturday. Monday, I was in the studio with him. It's only a couple of, maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, that we wrapped up the vocals. I just finished cutting my solos here at home the engineer is a drummer. He's on tour right now. He's with a band called Many Eyes. Yeah, Nicky Belmore, he was Dee Snider's drummer for for a few years, and he's been out on tour on the road on and off all this year. Hatebreed came in and blocked out the studio we were in for about 7 weeks. So that kind of delayed us. Yeah, it's just been like a myriad of things. But Nick comes back on the 18th, and he's going to be ready to mix and master as soon as he gets home. So, but Ronny literally just cut the last vocals, but it was only because of Nick's schedule. He got sick, you know. He has a small little girl, beautiful little girl, and she came down with something, gave it to Nicky, and he was out of commission for about a week and a half. So,
oh man,
yeah.
what a bummer! What a bummer.
Yeah.
Well, the last time I talked to you, we were talking about Take It to the Grave, and you couldn't even talk there. I think the first time I talked to you, you couldn't even mention the new singer at the time because things were in motion. And Ronny Munroe was coming over to Livesay, which was you couldn't talk about it, but then you did talk about the new release of Take It to the Grave, which I'm looking at right now on my screen. So for the audience out there, everyone buckle your seats because I got a great video. And the last time we talked, we couldn't release it. It's already been released on Halloween. The song, and you guys gave me quite a story about, tell me a little bit about the video itself. You know, I know you guys talked about it's going to be real creepy, or you're in a graveyard, all this stuff. Tell me just a real quick preface of this video before I play it.
We did a location shoot. We drove up to Nashua, New Hampshire, to a place called Haunted Overload. It's a village that's built on a private farm, and it's a haunted village. And it's full-scale replicas of creepy-looking houses. They have a replica of the Psycho house from the movie Psycho. They have a church. They have a graveyard and everything. And the producers, Wildthorn, Sergio Salvucci, thought it would be a perfect scenario to film this video because of the title.
Gotcha.
So we all went up there, and that day there was like the most hellacious thunderstorms, violent thunderstorms happening all throughout the Northeast in that area. They even had a couple of tornado touchdowns.
Oh my God.
And
are you serious?
Yeah, and we were supposed to start filming outside, I think it's 6:30, 7 o'clock. And the rain literally stopped at about 6. It was pouring rain up there. I mean, hellacious downpours, and I didn't think it was going to happen. And we were in touch with the film crew, and they were saying, you know, we're here, but if it gets any worse, we've seen lightning strikes. He said, we're going to have to call the shoot. And we had all traveled like three hours plus. We were in hotels. Yeah, it was really, really down to the wire. So in this video, you'll see Ronny standing in a gate, and you'll see water dripping, and which is a great effect, but it's totally natural. Those are the trees were soaked. So that's just water dropping off of everything, you know, when we were filming it. But yeah, but it was pitch black. Oh, there was no power in there either. We're supposed to have lights. We had no lights throughout the whole facility. So Sergio and Jessica had everything on batteries, the cameras, the lights, everything. And we were able to do the shoot completely that way. But the place was pitch black. So every time we did a shot, the whole bunch of us had to stay in one spot, film, and then all move to the next spot. Otherwise, you get lost. You would get lost in there.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
how fun!
It was amazing.
Well, I'm going to play the video for the audience out there. This is Gregg Livesay, the founder and guitar player songwriter, and this song is "Take It to the Grave" that was released on Halloween, 2025. It was just released, and it's a pretty cool video. I've watched it a few times now, so I'm going to play it for the audience. I think I'm sharing it. Let me check real quick. Hold on, Greg.
It's dark.
It's dark, and we don't mean just dark. It's dark.
Yeah.
Let's play it. Here we go. All right, Greg, and you are live. Your microphone is live.
time. I've had my head up for no reason or no rhyme. I don't know where my next footsteps will imprint. Future wide open, no reason to repent. Oh, I've been searching, always high and low. All the memories and all the pain still try to haunt me. They think that I'm insane. Shadow figures dance in my brain. It's all inside of me. I'll take it to the grave. Now I'm caught on the inside of a frozen fortress. I have fought for my last breath. The wind in front of me, I trudge through once a death, laying my life down without any regret. All the memories and all the pain still try to haunt me. They think that I'm insane. Shadow figures dance in my brain. It's all inside of me. I'll take it to the grave. After dying, after life, in the in-between, we need that line. We know that the darkness is the way to the light. Old footprints is planted, now horizons in my sight. All the memories and all the pain still try to haunt me. They think that I'm insane. Shadow figures dance in my brain. It's all inside of me. I'll take it to the grave. We've all risen from the ashes of the past, and there's no reason to make it everlast. Don't let the mirror from the beauty you possess. Your immortality, your resilience from the past.
That sounded great, Greg.
Thank you.
That song.
It's a love ballad.
I wanted to, well, tell me a little bit about who wrote that song. I mean, what was the collaboration on that?
I wrote the music, and Ronny wrote the lyrics. And, I didn't have any preconceptions about what it was about. This was a song that I had in my files for a while, and I didn't get a chance to use it. And then I reworked it, and, I gave it to him. And
now, you talked a little bit about when he wrote the lyrics to this song, it had some meaning. And I think you expressed, or you elaborated on what he was thinking when he wrote this song. Can you tell me a little bit about what Ronny was thinking when he wrote the lyrics?
he told me that this song was about somebody who is confronting their own personal demons, and resolves it within themselves before they exit this life. That's basically what the song is about. And if you'll notice, he's not to promote violence, and I didn't even know this was going to be in the video, but you'll see.
Right.
Well, we're filming a scene in the graveyard, and all of a sudden Sergio says, "Okay, where's the gun?" And I was like, "Gun? What gun?"
What
So
gun?
yeah, so he gave Ronny a gun and told Ronny to shoot at the camera. But then, if you look at the video, he superimposed that behind Ronny kneeling down. So Ronny was actually executing himself, so
Oh my God.
yeah, so that was pretty wild. I didn't know that was going to be in there, but it was a great concept. But I guess it was good conquers evil. I don't know. He's putting his
Yeah,
bad
there's a
demons to
story.
rest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a story there.
Yeah,
I thought it was
that was-
pretty exciting. I thought it was a good move. It was a good move.
Oh yeah.
'Cause
But that
guys
was
bring-
the premise.
Very cool. And I know you talked to me a little bit about it. I just wanted to hear it from you. And of course, for everyone just joining in, Ronny couldn't join us tonight. He had an emergency gig he had to do. And when you're in demand and you're a lead vocalist like Ronny Munroe, I can understand the music industry's calling him all the time. And he got called out tonight during the show, and I asked Greg, I just last minute, I was going to cancel. And I said, Greg, would you mind filling in? You're the closest thing I can think to talking, about Ronny and about Livesay, which Ronny's the lead vocalist of. So I thought this was the best move possible. Anything else wouldn't have counted. I would have just canceled. And I told Iron Gate Records that, I said, hey guys, I know you want me to do other stuff, but I'm not going to do it. If Greg can't do it, I'm canceling. So thank you for joining the show tonight. I appreciate it. You kept it alive one more night.
No, it's always great to be here, Dean. You're a great host, and being a fellow musician, I know you get it. You've definitely, we've chewed a lot of the same ground, right?
and more than one time.
Yeah.
The music industry churns very fast, and it moves very fast. And for us old timers that have been in it for a while, we have to really keep up the pace. We got to keep the songs moving. We got to keep the concerts going. We got to keep the gigs going, because we got the youngsters coming up, which is fine, but us old timers, we have what it takes to get this music out there to the world. And we have the experience and the knowledge and the songwriting capability like Gregg Livesay has to make quality songs like what I grew up with. And that was through the 80s and 90s, with Aerosmith, Led Zeppelin, Heart, Bad Company, a lot of the great bands. That's where the great music came from. And I hate to keep reiterating that. And when I'm talking to these bands, from today, I go, man, you don't know what it was like in the 80s, in the 90s when I was playing music. I played with some great musicians, some of the best. And I'm so happy for you, Greg, because you are playing with some of the best. You got Mark Ethier on the keyboards over there, and Bobby on the drums. He's had an illustrious career, and of course Ronny Munroe. And who are the other members? Tell me.
Rob Esposito is the bass player. Rob's been around a while, played with a lot of big people. Yeah, he's a great guy, great bassist.
Rob Esposito. That's right. I kept screwing up his name last time we were talking. So tell me what's going on. So when I know Ronnie's doing a gig tonight, but when is the next time you guys are back in the studio and recording and planning your next gig? And what can we see? What can we expect to see from Gregg Livesay and the band with Ronny Munroe?
Well, like I said, the record will now go into mixing, mastering, then it'll be pressed, then that will be released. Okay. That'll be the next piece of material, physical material that we'll put out. And I'm probably going to do vinyl too. Because I think there's a demand. I love vinyl, man. I'm so glad you're doing vinyl. Yeah, we're gonna do some vinyl. We're gonna do CDs, obviously, for the people that still collect them. The record will be downloadable, of course, and then we are gonna go out. I mean, we're absolutely gonna go out. And when we first started this, Ronny and I just talked about working together to see what would happen, but very quickly, he really liked the music, and he's gotten some stellar reviews off of this stuff from people that have known Ronny for years.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with Lee Spencer, who's on Iridium Rock and Metal Reviews. He's out of England, but he's very well known. Does a lot of a lot of bands try and get him to review their videos. He's known Ronny for years, followed his career. And he was just gushing about both of these songs, both The Unknown Soldier and Take It to the Grave.
Unknown Soldier. I remember that one.
And he said, with this particular band, this is the best that Ronny's ever sang, and sounded. Yeah. So I think that really resonated with Ronny. I mean, a guy like that, listen, I got to pinch myself every day that I'm even working with somebody like that. I saw Ronny in the Whackin' video playing in front of 75,000 people. I saw him Trans-Siberian Orchestra in stadiums, and here I am in the studio with this guy, and I'm like, am I dreaming or what? But he's such a down-to-earth person, and extremely, extremely humble, really humble.
I can tell, and I was really looking forward to talking to him tonight.
He will be here. I promise you, he will be here. He said it. He said, "Please tell Dean I will absolutely be there." He was, just torn up.
He has a song that it's called "Steal the Fire" that he just came out with, and I have it queued up, and I'm not sure if there's a video. It's a brand new song. And I just kind of want to play it. I hope that it turns out. Let me see here, because I'm on my side. Are you hearing any stuttering going on? Any staggering at all?
No.
Okay, no. I'm hearing on my. I don't know what's going on. This is a song that Ronny just released. It's called "Steal the Fire." Holy shit, man. Sound like Gregg over there on guitar. I can't remember who's playing guitar with him on that song. I can't remember.
Nat, a fellow by the name of, I think it's Nat Saralamba or something like that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
somebody he's played with for a long time and different things. Yeah, I've never met him, but
You know, it's funny because you guitar players, you know, you're all freaking awesome, and especially you, Gregg. And and when I listen to, like, you know, I did a show with David Shankle.
oh, he's Dave's a monster, man. I mean,
It's
Dave's
just so
great.
funny. And I talked to him earlier, and I sent him a link, and I said, "Hey, man, join the show. Surprise, Gregg."
Yeah,
So if he chimes in, I want you to be surprised.
yeah. No, I love Dave. He's good people. Yeah.
It really is. But when I listen to your guitar playing is right up there with the best. And you know, everyone thinks that, you know, maybe Eddie Van Halen was the best guitar player ever, but he was more of an innovator. You know, he came up with the whole slap thing and the tap and the guitar and all that stuff. Just kind of like Jimi Hendrix came in. He came out with the psychedelic thing. And everyone is an innovator. But to play guitar with melody and with when you play, I can hear the melody of the song. You hold on to the notes and you let the audience hear part of the melody of the song, and then you break down into some crazy licks, and then you come back again, which is, to me, that is the great talent of a great guitar player, being able to unleash and then bring it back, and then let the vocalist reign, right? Let the vocalist sing. And I think you have, well, tell me a little bit about your thought when you go in the recording studio. What goes through your mind when you're putting together lead solos and things like that?
Well, I was blessed with a really good teacher back in the 80s, a fellow by the name of Lou Briaco. And I stayed with Lou from 1985 until 1991. I was there every Saturday for a half an hour every week,
Wow.
unless
Wow.
he was on vacation for that amount of years. But Lou taught me two very important things. He said that guitar solos have to have a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Right.
Because if you have somebody if they're listening to your song, they're invested in it and they're getting into it, and then all of a sudden that's interrupted by some guy with a guitar solo, that's either going to piss them off, or you have to do something that's going to keep them drawn to the song.
Right.
So playing for the song is key. That's number one. Number two, he said, when you construct a solo, I should be able to turn off the backing music and just listen to your guitar solo and know exactly what chords you're playing over. He said, you have to address the chords that you're playing over.
Right.
So I absolutely took that as gospel, and that's what I try and do. I try and address the chords that I'm playing over. I try and beginning, middle, and end so my solos make sense. And I never approach a solo with a laundry list of techniques. I structure them with notes first.
Yeah.
I structure notes. I listen for notes in my head. And then once I get the skeleton built, then I worry about what's the best way to convey that. And if it calls for something, I'll do it. And if it doesn't, I won't do it. I don't force things just for the sake of showing
Guitar
off.
playing.
Showing off. Yeah.
No, I got you, man. I hear you loud and clear. And that's what makes a great artist, musician, songwriter, a person who is thinking of all the pieces of the song, right? You're not just thinking of the guitar part, but you're thinking of the bass line, the lead vocal comes in, and then the bridge comes in. Where does the guitar go? It's like a symphony, right? It's like you put it all together. And that's what makes a great songwriter. I'm a songwriter, not a great one, but I'm a songwriter. But I understand the pieces, the arrangement, the production, right? It's the arrangement and then the production. And I think that's pretty awesome. And I can hear it in your songs. That's what makes them so great. I really want these songs to go through the roof, Gregg. I want to turn on the radio one day and hear you all over the radio. And there's going to be that song, you know, there's always one song that cracks through the ice, you know, through the inversion layer. You know, there's always that one song that just bang pops out. Every band has that one song.
I think Unknown Soldier should be the song. I mean, it's
Unknown Soldier.
Unknown Soldier. Yeah, it's approaching 900,000 views. I mean,
Holy
if we
shit.
we probably going to hit 1 million. I
Are
mean,
you
that
kidding
should
me?
be the song. So I'm always pushing Iron Gate to say, hey, fellas, this is it. You got Ronny Munroe here. We got this song that's getting a ton of views.
Oh my God.
Yeah, run with it.
Do you mind if I play that video?
No, go right ahead.
Let me find it. I don't have it queued up, so I have to find it. Unknown Soldier official music video. And of course, I had to type in Gregg Livesay.
The government is
Oh, I don't care about
Oh, type my name in and the government comes on.
banning this 39.
That's not a good sign.
They want you, man. They want you.
Yeah, they want me.
I think I found it. I did find it. The government wants Gregg Livesay. He's under arrest.
Yeah.
That is so funny. Let me turn up the volume real quick and make sure I'm recording this in HD because we're gonna put this video back out again on iHeartRadio, Pandora. It's gonna go in 105 countries and over 50 podcast sites. So we want to play this song for everyone out there that loves great rock and roll. Not just heavy metal, but great rock and roll. And let me go full screen on this puppy so I can hear it. There we go. All right, Gregg, this is The Unknown Soldier by Livesay. And Gregg Livesay is with us tonight. And on behalf of Ronny Munroe, who's the lead singer on this song, and he tears it up, man. I think this was one of your first big productions with Ronny, wasn't it? Yeah?
Yes. Yep. This was the first song. Yep.
Okay. And so this was the first video, big production they put out. And I want to share it with the audience tonight in high fidelity. And this will be, again, put out again in 105 countries. But we're going to play The Unknown Soldier. Are you ready? Turn it up, everyone. Here we go. I can get my keyboard going. There we go.
despair, dying for what seems an illusion.
What happens if my dad starts Tai Chi tomorrow?
How old is your father?
I had to show the credits.
Those are all our relatives.
I saw that. Masadi and yeah. Your
Yeah.
relatives too, Greg?
My father, he was a United States Marine. He was an officer. And my wife's grandfather is the second one up there, Charles Fleischer. He was in World War II. He did 25 missions with the troop carriers in the C-47 Dakotas. Yeah, he was on D-Day and the invasion of Sicily.
Wow. Thank you for their service.
Yeah.
Thank
It
you
means
for
a
their
lot to
service.
us, that song. It means a lot.
I can imagine. And was it written primarily about that? About
No.
It wasn't.
No. I wrote I wrote the music. I gave it to Ronnie, and he
Okay.
said, "Do you have a title?" And I said, "No." He said, "Do you know what it's about?" And I said, "No." He
Well,
said, "Do you have any
well.
lyrics?" And I said, "No." He said, "Okay, no problem. I'll call you back in 4 days. I'll have a rendering for you." And he did.
So he's a little bit more than just a pretty voice. He's a very talented songwriter.
Incredible. He made that song. He made the song.
Wow.
Yeah, he made it. His lyrics and the subject matter absolutely made that song. The first guy is his brother, who was in Afghanistan for 3 tours, and that's why he wanted to do the lyrics that he wrote. Yeah, for his brother, who had a tough time. Yeah.
I'm so glad you found Ronnie, or he found you.
Yeah, we met each other a couple of years ago up at the gig I was playing at, and he had come actually to see, I think, Autograph. He knows Jimmy Bell, the guitar player, and he came to see. Yeah, came to see them, and he met me, and we talked, and he said, "If you ever want to do anything, give me a call." So
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And here we are.
Well, Greg, that's awesome. We're going to take call-ins to the show. I always tell people when I announce it, they can win a free podcast mug for being the first caller into the show. And we're with Gregg Livesay, who's filling in for Ronny Munroe, the lead singer for a lot of bands. Ronny, just so people know who Ronny is, he's an American singer, most noted for the lead vocalist of the heavy metal band Metal Church. And that was back in 2003 until the band broke up in 2009. His second tenure was with the band, with the group united in 2014 when he left off to pursue other interests. Munroe's been around the block, let me tell you. Munroe was the lead singer for the band Zero Discipline. And then went on to lead vocals for the band Madhouse. And Munroe's first position as vocalist was with the band Moxie. And then he was the lead vocalist for the Seattle band Paladin. I think it was Paladin. From 1986 to 1988. And he was also in Far Cry in the early 90s, if you ever heard of Far Cry. So this is for the people that have been following Munroe and know what he's done. Munroe was with the Seattle band Rottweiler when he was asked to audition for Kurt Vanderhoof for a project he was working on. And it was during the audition that Kurt decided to resurrect Metal Church.
That's right.
And I talk to Stead all the time. I know a little bit about Metal Church. And that was with Munroe. As their frontman, Ronny recorded 3 albums with Metal Church before the band called it quits in 2009. And then in 2010, Ronny joined up with Kurt again in his progressive rock band, Presto Ballet. Did you know about that, Greg?
Yeah, we've talked about that. Ronny and I talked about it. We've talked about a lot of things.
He's got a lot of stuff going on. It reminds me when I talked to Mark Bowles, who's been singing for so many bands. Holy shit. So, and then releasing the Invisible Place album and the follow-up EP, Love What You've Done, with The Place in October of 2011. So Johnny joined the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I don't know, were you a part of that?
I was not, no.
Okay. No. Trans-Siberian Orchestra as the vocalist for their fall and winter tour. I remember that. I remember Mark talking about that. And then Ronny studied under David Kyle, who also taught Ann and Nancy Wilson of Heart, Chris Cornell of Soundgarden, and Audioslave, and Jeff Tate of Queensryche. Actually, me and Jeff have something in common. We both have the same vocal coach. And then Lane Stanley of Alice in Chains, and Ronny's direct successor in Metal Church, Mike Howe. So Munroe is best known for his broad vocal range and power and his ability to capture his audience's attention. And that's straight out of his bio. I thought I'd read it for the audience that might not know who Ronny is. So I'm just giving you that so you kind of have a little bit of an idea. And you can always go to his website and check out his songs and all of his other stuff. He's got a lot of stuff coming out. But his latest project with Livesay, I think, for me, is some of his best work. And I know Greg, and some of the best guitar playing I've ever seen. I'm telling you, he's one of the best guitar players, songwriters I've seen in the music business for a long time. So thanks, Greg, for that.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. That's very nice of you.
And I'm not even joking around. I've been in the business for over 45 years. I've played with some of the best. I've never had guitar players like Greg. I've always had like kind of just songwriting guitar players who just kind of held down the beat and held down the rhythm and laid down some melodic, melodies and things like that. But I wasn't looking for a person like Yngwie Malmsteen or Stevie Vai or anything like that. And have you ever had any experiences with those guys? Tell me a little bit about, being one of the best guitar players in rock and roll. Have you had anything that you want to share with the audience that maybe with other guitar players on stage or off stage or in the recording studio that you want to share with the audience?
You want to hear my Yngwie story?
Of course I do. He's one of the best.
Well, I had the opportunity to hang out with Yngwie a few times, and one of my dearest friends was very good friends with him for a number of years. And I first met Yngwie at the Mid-Hudson Civic Center in New York. It was the first night of the tour where he was supporting Ronnie James Dio. And this is when the Eclipse album came out, and Jens Johansson, the Johansson brothers had left. I had already met them. I played with Anders at my friend's house, actually. They were staying in Dobbs Ferry at the time while Yngwie was over in Europe mixing the Live in Leningrad album. And they weren't even sure if they were in the band anymore at that point. And it ended up that they weren't. They ended up parting ways. But long story short, I met Yngwie, Mid-Hudson Civic Center, went downstairs. I gave him the neck to the blonde Strat that I play all the time, the 71 Strat, the original neck I had. I didn't like it. I brought it to him as a gift. I was young. I've been ridiculed for that many times. But, what are you, nuts? But I gave it to him, got a picture, Then we went down again and hung out with him at the Royalton, what used to be called the Royalton Hotel in New York City. This is right after he had been dropped by Polydor. He was up in New York and he was talking to CBS about trying to get a deal. And he was with his guitar tech, Jeff Horn, at the time. And just the two of them were up in New York, and he was staying at the Royalton under the name Mr. Ferrari. That's what he, that's how Yngwie stays in a hotel. That's his pseudonym, right? So we got there at midnight. We went upstairs. He was in a suite, just he and Jeff and me and my friend Al. And Yngwie answered the door, and he was dressed like he was ready to go on stage, just like you see him. You know, the pants, the jacket, the shades, everything. He was ready to go. And he was blasting a boombox with the song C'est La Vie on it. And he wanted us to listen to it. And the album hadn't come out yet. And he was cranking this thing. And I'm thinking to myself, I know there's people on this floor. They got to be hearing this. But he didn't care. So he was a little loose. And I remember the reason I'm telling the story is because there was a bathroom in the middle, like a powder room in the middle of this suite.
Right.
And it was a multi-room suite, had a fireplace and everything, a living area. It was really nice. He locked himself in the bathroom by accident. It was a pocket door. And he couldn't figure out how to open the door. And when he was locked in there, his manager called from Europe and wanted to speak to him. So Jeff Horn's saying, Yngwie, it's so-and-so's on the phone. He needs to talk to you. And Yngwie's, we're standing outside and he's shaking the door, trying to get out, and he can't get out. And he's yelling. He's like, I'm going to break the door down. You know, I'm going to break the friggin' door down. I'm going to kick it down. So Jeff Horn's telling him, look, dude, you got to grab the handle and just turn it like you're tuning your G string. And just turn it, you know, and he finally got out of there. But I mean, you know, they always say, funny. Yeah, they always say never meet your idols or whatever. So, but listen, he was totally nice to me. He was not rude. He was very, very personable. You know, look, he definitely knows who he is. He has a sense of himself, but why not, you know? But he was not rude to me at all, not rude to Al, totally nice, totally accommodating, you know. I wasn't fawning all over him. We actually had a conversation, just the two of us, when the other two guys went out to get something to eat. But he was a very nice guy, you know. But that's my Yngwie story. Yeah.
Well, it's nice to hear a nice side of Yngwie because, you know, I've done a lot of interviews with Mark Bowles, and they had the relationship was kind of ended bad. And a lot of the stories I hear, you know, he had a bit of an attitude, and there was a lot of money problems and all this other shit.
Well, his manager stole like $3 million from him. That I know for a fact. That's like early on when he was in Polydor, he got ripped off a lot of money, And and you know, try and understand something else. He came here. He was very young. Okay, he totally blew open the guitar scene. All the established guitar players. He came in and just, I mean, literally wiped the floor with everybody. Some guys were like, wow, this is incredible. And other guys really resented it. And they gave him a hard time. And I know this for a fact. You don't hear about this stuff. They gave him a tough time, you know, and you know, he was a tough kid. I mean, he came here with jeans and a guitar, and that's it. He had nothing.
Wow,
you know, that takes guts to do that, to leave your country and come here. You know, I give the guy a lot of credit, man, and he made it. You know, love him or hate him, he was one of the most influential players that's ever come along. I always say Hendrix, Van Halen, and Yngwie for me.
Yeah.
You know.
No. I think for the world.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who Yngwie Malmsteen is. When
he
you talk
started
to,
all that.
He started it. He was as influential as Jimi Hendrix or as Eddie Van Halen. And when you talk about, when I talk a lot about innovators and people who set the trend, right? People who set the mark or set the bench, right? So the benchmark, like this is where you need to be right here. And he was at the top of his game, right?
Yeah. I mean, the only guy that was playing like that was Uli Roth. Uli was definitely the godfather of neoclassical. But the problem with Uli was once he separated from Scorpions, he was his own entity and he was singing, which was, I mean, you got to get past Uli singing and just go to the solos because that's an experience. But he didn't, nobody really knew about Uli. He was kind of under the radar, but Uli was definitely the godfather of that. But Yngwie brought it to the forefront. I remember Lou saying to me, the age of the uneducated guitar player ended the day that this guy got on U.S. soil, because we all had to go back and learn theory
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
scales. There was no more winging it anymore, you know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, so he was revolutionary, and I don't care what anybody says about, yeah, Tosin Abasi, Paul,
Yeah.
they're all phenomenal, but Yngwie was the catalyst for that. I'm sorry, but he absolutely was, and anybody who says he wasn't is full of it, because
Well,
I
yeah.
was there. I saw it happen. I watched this happen.
And I thank you for that comment, because a lot of people are don't know, especially the new audience out there. The young kids don't know who Yngwie was. So you're kind of educating the whole world right now as to, and you're giving them some credit, I haven't been able to. I would love to interview Yngwie. That would be an awesome interview.
You
And
probably do it.
I love the guy. I see him. He wished you a happy birthday recently.
Yeah, he's mellowed a lot. He's definitely mellowed a lot. He's older. He's got a son, and
Yeah.
he's mellowed. But look, he's very driven. He knows what he wants. He doesn't pretend to be anything else, and I respect that. He doesn't pretend to be anybody else but who he is, and you got to respect that. And he's direct. And he's a perfectionist. I admire all that with him. I really do. Anybody that's like that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. And in this business, you have to command the stage, which when I say that, when you go into a record company, you have to say this, kind of like Prince, if you know a little bit about Prince.
Mm-hmm.
When you go into a recording studio, you have to say, I needed to go this way. This is how my recordings go. These are the people I want to be involved with the recording. You have to pretty much take control of the entire operation, if you will.
Yeah,
the arrangement, the production, the engineering, and some of the great musicians of all time, and I'm talking about Prince and Yngwie Malmsteen right now, is they sound like they're kind of synonymous with each other in the fact that they went into a record company and said, this is how I want my stuff to go. And that includes playing with other musicians as well.
Yeah.
This is how I want it to go. This is your position in the band, and this is what you're going to get when it's all over. I'm sure he was a pretty straight up front guy, right?
Yeah, and he's confident. He's confident in his ability, and he's confident. He doesn't fear anybody. He doesn't worry about that kind of stuff. He's just trying to give the best performance he can. And that's really the way everybody should be. You shouldn't worry about what the other guy's doing. You got to worry about the guy in the mirror every day. Am I better than that guy was 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Did I practice? Am I doing the best that I can? Because that's the only guy you got to worry about. Who cares about everybody else? You can't change everybody else, so why worry about it? Can't do anything about it.
Why worry about it? You got to do the best you can and put yourself forward.
That's
put yourself number one, and then everyone else comes second. And that's just the way it has to be. That's the way it has to be. And listen, we're taking call-ins tonight. We're taking call-ins to the show. Talk to Gregg. And if you want to call into the show and you're not watching the show, area code is 669-444-9171. And that's in the USA. 669-444-9171. That's in the United States. If you're watching the show and you're out of the country, you see that little barcode or that QR code next to me on my left shoulder. It's right there. If you put your phone up to that, you'll get all the phone numbers all over the world. Finland, Brazil, Germany, Japan, China, whatever country you're thinking of. And scan that code and you'll get the phone numbers to call in and talk to Gregg Livesay. And Gregg filled in for Ronny Munroe tonight, and I want to thank him for that. I really appreciate him coming on the show and also talking about Livesay, which Ronny Munroe is the lead singer for. And they have a lot of stuff planned, tour dates coming up, gig dates, and you want to go to the website. Well, what is your website, Gregg, that people can go to and find out what's going on with the gigs, shows?
Well, it'd be livesayBandOfficial.com. That's our official website. We also have at Livesay-official, which is the YouTube channel, where they can get all the latest videos. We're also on Instagram. You can find us there, and we are on Facebook too, Livesay Band.
Livesay band. So everything he just said, if you have to rewind it, go to the website, check out what's going on. And Ronny Munroe is singing with Gregg Livesay right now. And I would imagine that they have a long future ahead of them. And all the rest of the players, Mark Ethier and Bobby and Robbie and all the rest of the guys, what a great band. And I got the opportunity to interview Livesay not too long ago. It seems like yesterday. And I'm so glad Gregg got to join the show tonight. And I didn't want to linger on tonight too long. I did want to talk a little bit more about Ronny. We already played his song, Steal the Fire. And he said that was a new song. I think it came out on October 10th, I think it was. And then he has a couple other songs. And Gregg, if you don't mind, I'd like to play Rat in the Hole and then Ghost. And those are a couple songs that he had out. The one I didn't play, I did Rat in the Hole for the commercial, but the one song is called Ghost, and it's by Ronny Munroe. And what's the name of his band, The Wrath? It's called The Wrath something.
Beyond the Wrath.
Okay, it's Beyond the Wrath, and that's Ronny's other project that he does play in. And those fans out there, you probably know the song Ghost and Rat in the Hole. So I'm going to play it for you real quick. And we just always love to play music on the show. So crank it up. If you're just driving down the road, turn it up a little bit. Here we go. Here we go. That one ended fast. That was pretty awesome, man. That was Ghost by Ronny Munroe, and I believe that was with the band, right? What band was that with, Gregg? Do you know?
Which band was that with?
Yeah,
that, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who that was with. I know. I'm sorry.
There was a few bands he was with, and I just kind of pulled the songs down. And then
Cave Beyond Worlds. He did a lot of good stuff with Cave. That's the band that he just exited from. They were out of Germany, I believe. He's got a lot of great material with them. Yeah.
And then Rat in the Hole. That's the one I picked for the commercial.
Yeah.
It kind of started off real. I kind of like the song.
Sitting on your throne, home alone, looking for some Systems for to tell you're a card. You just reward. You sit and run. You pick apart, you think the lesser few. While all along you should look at you. Pick a tongue and close your eyes. Show your teeth and terrorize. Shut the nuts, your little soul. They crawl back inside like a rat in a hole.
God, these songs catch me off guard, man. That was awesome. That's Ronny. That's Ronny right there, man. That voice is incredible.
Yeah, I can really hear the power he has, right?
Oh my God. And you're so fortunate to have him on your recent recordings and hopefully your upcoming tours that are coming up. And
yeah.
What are your hopes for the future with Gregg Livesay or Livesay Band with Ronny Munroe? Are you pretty hopeful and pretty confident?
Yeah, Ronny and I talk all the time. He just said, dude, I'm in this 100%, and like I said, when we first spoke, it was just more or less, hey, you want to sing on these songs I have, and let's see what happens. But now that, we see that it's really taken off, we absolutely want to continue to work. He's like, we're gonna write more, and I'm already doing that now. So yeah, I mean, Ronny's at the stage now where he said this is great for me because this is near me. All great musicians. It's the geography is good for him. I know it's very tough when he was working with the other band. They're all the way over in Europe, flying back and forth. He's been over there a million times, so that's kind of tough, to do. Yeah. But I know that we definitely plan on working together, for as long as it goes. He's a great guy. I love working with him. He's a genius with. I mean, I'm sure you've done it too, being a seasoned singer yourself. Literally walks into the studio. I just sit there and Ronny just paints. He just paints. Yeah.
He throws it up on the canvas and there it is.
Yeah, and he knows. He'll say, "No, I don't like that. Let's go back and do that one again." I mean, the guy just knows. I mean, that's a seasoned pro. You don't have to tell him anything. He just said, "I want you there." He said, "I want you there." He said, "I want you to be there in the room." He said,
Are you in the room when he's recording his vocals? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, I'm in the control room with the engineer. He's in the booth, on the isolation booth on the other side of the glass. Yeah, I can see him, but he comes in there with his charts and everything, and he's ready to go.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And he tries different things, and then if he doesn't like it, he'll go back and he'll change it.
It's like throwing things up on the wall. Throwing the mud up on the wall. Yeah. And if it sticks, everyone likes it. Let's go with it. But you got to throw it up on the wall so the band can say, this is good. Let's do it,
Yeah. And he'll record extra material that it's there if we want to use it. And if we don't want it, he's fine. But he gives us different, what do you call, what's the word I'm looking for? Choices.
Motivation, choices. Yeah. Choices. That's a collaboration amongst professional musicians. And there's always choices, right? But somebody leads the way. And it's usually the person who feels the song, knows where it wants to go. And apparently Ronny and you just click, man. You guys got chemistry. I think we call that chemistry in the music business.
That's what he said. He's like, bro, he goes, we got something going on here, bro. He goes, and coming from him, to me, it's nice to hear, because I know where he's been.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, Gregg. And I'm so glad that you did the show tonight, because you know more about Ronny than anyone right now in front of me. Okay. So I don't know his whole fan base but you are very, I say instrumental, excuse the pun, instrumental in his career. And Gregg Livesay is on its way. Livesay, it's on its way. I'm going to write a commercial for you. Livesay is on its way. Livesay is on its way. Yeah.
I like that.
We need to do a commercial for you. But listen, we're going to start wrapping up a little bit, and I want to thank you very much for coming on the show tonight. I know it was kind of last minute, and when you said whatever you want, Dean, I'll do it, and I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Dean. For you, absolutely anything. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
No one ever says that. I think you're the first person that said that all year.
Well, they should. Because it's a blessing to us to have somebody like you that's out there keeping this stuff alive and making the effort, when so many others have just thrown up the white flag and, gone their way. We're lucky to have you.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Gregg. I want to play a little outro video, and I want to thank you for doing the show. I know it's getting late out there, and everyone go out and get the new Livesay album, and Take It to the Grave is out on YouTube. Check it out, download it, go to iTunes, buy it, support the band, go to the website. Just if you're at all intrigued by this video podcast with Livesay and Ronny Munroe, go out and get the material, support the band, because the best way to do it is to go to the website and buy the albums. They got vinyl out, man. Vinyl is new, and the young kids are getting it. Go out and get the vinyl, get it autographed. I'm sure Gregg will autograph it for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Ronny, and all our material is downloadable on our website, livesayofficial.com, livesayBandOfficial.com.
livesayBandOfficial.com.
Yep.
As it's spelled. Go out and get the album. And I'm going to be reposting this video back out again at 105 countries, where there'll be descriptions and there'll be links to the website and links to buy the music. So thank you, everyone, for hanging out with the Dean-von-Music podcast show tonight. And I'm going to play a little outro video for you. So thank you again. And thanks, Gregg. I really do appreciate it.
It's a pleasure, Dean. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You got it, brother. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
All right, man. And have a good night.
Thanks, brother. Thank you, brother.